Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule and Darren McCarty, and Big Mike Gentry and Spencer Raxter. And all of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. And in the chat thread, Dwayne Wright, Lions 40, Chargers 12, book it. Dwayne, I will take the Chargers plus 27.5. Right? Would you take it, D-Mac?
Yeah.
All right. Pistons fan 11. Game's going to be tough, no doubt. And you asked the question during the break, D-Mac, and because I do feel like Austin Eckler is maybe the most slept-on star in the National Football League. I don't even think
not
maybe.
in fantasy.
He is. Even then, though,
Really?
man. Yeah. Like, in your guys' drafts, where did he go? 4?
Nah, like late first round.
Really? So that far back?
Yeah.
In my 2 other leagues, he went in the top 5.
Yeah. Like 4 or 5?
Yeah.
He's a 100-catch running back. You know? Like he is. I don't get why he gets slept on, man. But he does. And
It's probably West Coast bias.
That could be.
You know what I mean? Like where you don't see him. I mean that still comes into play because when you go out west, where's all the attention? San Francisco, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. James Miller got him 6th overall. Mason says, we need to win solely because 7-2 sounds elite and 6-3 just sounds good. It does, doesn't it? Like
Yeah,
7-2, you're like,
That is fair.
Yeah, that's dropping nuts.
but
Nuts on table. That's what that was.
I know, right? I know. But you're absolutely correct.
Now here, let's a little bit deeper though, right? Because I see in the chat thread, and our own Lucas has brought things up. The Chargers aren't the Ravens, right? And the Chargers traveling back home on a short week, being an older team, coming off a bye, being the Lions, being a younger, fresher team. There has to be something there where it gives you confidence that if you have this team, that you can go out and win this game. But again, the spot tells you no. But again, if it's different, go out and win the game.
Go out and win the game. No, absolutely. If they do win this game, which again I'm not calling for, but if they do, that is an eye opener, D-Mac.
Does that
in a
eye
season
open the
full,
league a little bit more? The rest of the
Yeah.
league, or is this the eye opener to us as fans?
I think to us as fans it should be, because this would be a huge win. I think that this would really change a narrative, because again, I'm not calling for 15-2. If they go there and they win this game, then I think 14-3 is definitely in play. Definitely in play. And if 14-3 gets you, you know what that gets you.
Home field.
Right. This is, and I don't want to overstate this. It's not a, quote, referendum game or anything like that. But, D-Mac, if they win, see, so when I talk about games being in a spot and being in a vacuum, right? If you lose, this is actually a good opportunity, D-Mac, as you said. If you lose, okay, you win out west. Chargers kind of playing for their life still. They're right in the thick of the playoff race in the AFC, and it's going to be tough for them. If you lose, I can deal with it. But you got to go win your next 2 home games to validate it. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. That being said, if they go out there and they win this football game, D-Mac, then that changes my perception of what this season can be.
So, and then my question, thinking about it, is why can't this team, especially if they're healthy and have Frank Ragnow, Jonah Jackson, and David Montgomery back, can they not go into San Diego and do what they did? Because this game is more like the Kansas City game to start the season. You can set yourself up for success, right, by winning this game. And I think that going into Kansas City at the beginning of the year was a tougher task than this is, because I don't have the respect for Brandon Staley and Justin Herbert, right, that I think that if we go in there, we can exact that sort of will on them. I'm still not confident, in betting them, but as the week gets closer and we become healthier and we hear that we have more of a full team, right? That gives me more of the confidence, because again, change the narrative, and it's those guys on the field that can change the narrative, and they did it in Kansas City. So I think they're going into this game. You're going out west. It's going to be warm, right?
Yep.
So I don't know. I think as the week goes along, I'm going to have more confidence in what the chat's saying, not blowing them out, but winning this game.
Sand Lion says, why is it an eye-opener just because you don't believe that they can? I didn't say, when did I say I don't believe they can win? I never said that. Like, we're analyzing the game, man. Like, we're sitting down talking about it. And I think I've got a kind of a proven track record here, D-Mac, of signifying and identifying the spot,
Oh, you
right?
think?
The spot. So, again, here's where I think it is even tougher than the Chiefs game, D-Mac. Spot dependent. Again, guys, the Chargers are playing for their life now. They put themselves behind the 8 ball. They're playing for their life. They have to win their home games going forward. Have to. They don't have a choice. Especially over there in the AFC. That was a huge win to get on the road at the Jets. And again, they have to turn that around and validate it and win a home game. Am I too nuanced with it, D-Mac?
No.
Okay. Is it too granular?
No, but I just think that when you, like a lot of people in the chat said, is when you're breaking out the schedule, you had this as this was one of the losses.
Yes.
Right? I think you have such a better opportunity where you're at, the way the schedule is, the way the time off and everything else, get guys healthy to win this game than I don't expect a Baltimore performance. Right?
Right. And Lions fan, like that's my point about it, why it's eye-opening, because you went into the teeth of everything that's against you. Just the spot, again, with the Chargers, who have kind of put it back together a little bit. Now, when push comes to shove, it is Justin Herbert. And if he's at home and everything, and, you know, they get, because guys, remember this too. You know what you're walking into here. They get that holding call, you know, against the Lions, kind of a ticky-tack holding call that kills a drive. Those are all the little things that go into all this, right? Now, at Baltimore, they got cooked. That's just the way that it worked. They got cooked. Under no circumstances were they winning that football game. Not a call, not a play, not a player being available, nothing. That was an L. From Jump Street, that game was an L. So, again, there are all those little minute things that happen that always seem to happen to you when you're on the road that don't happen to you when you're at home. Is that fair, D-Mac?
No,
you walked into it before.
That's true, but you know, to all this is that stoked, not scared. You got to be stoked that you've put yourself in this position to go out there and do that.
No doubt.
That's the opportunity. You're not looking at this, oh, we got to travel out. No, we're coming off a bye. We're getting healthy. This 7-2. They're preaching that too, Neil. To be able to get there, it's a big difference 7-2 than 6-3. Just because it makes the rest of your schedule, which is one of the easiest ones, 31st in the league, you just set yourself up for success. Just like it's a lot like preaching the first game of the year against Kansas City. You win that game. What happened? Then you were afforded the loss, even though we didn't like it, to Seattle at home, and then bounce back and boom, this is where we're at.
Yeah. So again, I mean that's kind of where I was with it. And yeah, you get this one, man. That's a big time win, man. That is a huge big time win, especially because look. Here's kind of the reasoning for me. Say they do lose, say they're 6-3. You look ahead. The Bears and the Packers at home. Auto wins. Non-negotiable auto wins. You know what I'm saying? You get through that, you're 8-3. Then you go to the Saints. That'll be a tough ball game to win. On the road there, it'll be a tough ball game to win. But you put yourself in the spot. If you do get that win, you're 9-3, and you're going to Chicago, and now we're off and running. Because once you get to that, you get to 9-3, then everything's in front of you right there, and now we go to work and we see who's who. Because everybody's in the pressure cooker then. You know what I'm saying? That's where this game now, the circumstances might be different if it were 4 weeks from now. But it is right now.
Right.
So the Chargers are in the meat of it. So, again, spots have a lot to do with it. You get to 9-3, man, and you're rolling. And then you're coming home and you're playing the Broncos. Now it's full go. Now it's full send. Now where are the Niners at? Where are the Eagles at? We take stock. We look around.
And
you feel me?
Yeah, I feel you. And here's the one thing. The last 2 games that the Chargers have won or whatever, Brandon Staley hasn't Brandon Staley. He's due to Brandon Staley.
He is. That's fair.
He's one of these unbelievable bad coaching decisions. We got to make him pay when he does.
No question, D-Mac. No question. They have their own demons. Ultimately, that will do them in. Because as you know, in professional sports, and just sports in general, even college sports, when you lose, D-Mac, it's your weakness that kills you 9 times out of 10. It's not a surprise when you lose.
No, absolutely.
Spenny will tell you. Michigan State, Syracuse, number 3 overall pick in the draft.
Yep.
Sitting on the bench.
Fucking Ben Carter.
Ben Carter.
Yeah.
The weakness got you.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's
So-
for sure.
Again, when you lose, man, that's the way it goes down, D-Mac. It's the weakness that gets you.